Greetings to our DGN band families and a special welcome to our incoming freshman students, the class of 2022. My name is Breer Teague. In addition to chairing the Fine Arts Department at North High, I teach music courses, and specifically I work closely with all facets of our DGN bands. I'm finishing my 25th year at North High and my 28th year as a public school teacher in Illinois. I'm really looking forward to the 2018-19 school year, as it promises to be one of the most musically exciting in memory. I have some exciting updates to share and important information for our families who will have students in the DGN bands this coming school year. Some of this information will include familiar announcements and reminders for our veteran families, but we are announcing several important changes for 2018-19, and some of this information is going to be new for everyone. I hope this video will be an easy way to help you synthesize the information that's included in our April kickoff mailing. I'll be covering the following topics: new staff, a mandatory planning survey that every student must complete, changes in our marching band uniform fitting procedure. I have a variety of marching band updates, including an explanation of our sports exemption policy. I'll be reviewing band camp expectations and explaining our marching band Thursday night rehearsals. I have a London tour update for our families, new information about how reserve seating is going to work at home football game performances, and I'll share some minor changes we are making to our annual indoor marching band concert. I hope this is going to be very helpful information for your family, so let's get started. I'm standing outside the band room, which our District 99 Board of Education recently designated Shoemaker Hall. Mr. Clarence Shoemaker founded our band in 1929, which means we are about to celebrate our 90th birthday. This seems like a fitting place to announce the appointment of Mr. Jesson Smith to our DGN Fine Arts faculty. Mr. Smith, who is currently on the teaching staff at University High School in Normal, Illinois, is only the 5th full-time band director hired at North High in the 89-year history of our program. Mr. Smith will be our lead marching band director, heading up an instructional staff that includes Mr. Alex Rivera, Ms. Crystal Zaragoza, Ms. Peggy Sue Casey, and myself. You will also find Mr. Smith leading our jazz lab band and co-teaching all of our curricular concert band courses next year. Mr. Smith will be a familiar face to some of our students, as he did his pre-service teaching at North High while completing his music education degree at DePaul University. Our students who remember Mr. Smith from his time with us in the fall of 2016 are very excited about his appointment to the faculty, and with good reason. Mr. Smith is an excellent musician and teacher. His presence on our staff is sure to elevate our musicianship. If you'd like to read additional biographical information about Mr. Smith, you may find it on our Fine Arts and DGN band websites. We have a short planning survey that we need all 2018-19 students to complete. You will see the URL on your screen, and it's linked in our video notes. It's very important that students complete this survey immediately to help us with our planning for next year. Most of our current students completed the survey in class during March, just prior to spring break. But I'd like to ask all of our incoming freshman students and families to complete this survey as soon as possible, and absolutely no later than May 11th. That's the same date that any of our fall athletes who might like to apply for a fall sports exemption must also submit their application. More on that topic just a little bit later in the video. But again, we need all band students to complete this planning survey as soon as possible and no later than May 11th. We are going to be instituting a major change to our process for issuing our marching band uniforms. Hopefully the change will be helpful to families and significantly reduce the amount of time students were spending standing in lines and trying on garments during a fitting process. Instead of doing all the measuring and issuance of uniforms on a single day in August, we are going to pre-assign uniform garments to students based on measurements that your family will provide to us in a Google survey this spring. To make our band program run efficiently, we lean heavily on amazing parent volunteers. This endeavor will be no exception. Our parent volunteers will take the data that you provide and work in teams to assemble the various uniform components during the summer. Then, on Saturday, August 11th, students will come to campus for a short fitting appointment where they will try on their uniform that has already been pre-assembled for them. All of this is explained in our kickoff mailing, but I did want to emphasize the importance of providing your students' measurements to us no later than May 25th. On the screen now, you will see the link that you should follow to submit this information. The link is also provided in the video notes. Parents and guardians, I'm asking for your help to complete this process and to make sure that your student is measured very accurately. When you go to the link survey, you will find specific instructions about which measurements we need and how to take those measurements accurately. You will need to make sure you have access to a measuring tape. Please do not guess or estimate. We want your uniform to fit properly when you come to claim it in August. Also, the preseason measurement survey will ask about a student's shoe size so that we may order the correct quantity of marching band shoes. Please use your athletic shoe size when recording that number. Students who are named to the color guard will not need to complete the uniform preseason measurement survey. If you are someone who is taking the color guard audition in May, we suggest you wait for those results to be released before spending time on the uniform measurement survey. One of the most frequent questions we receive from parents and students new to our program goes something like this: which band students are in the marching band at DGN? The answer to that question is relatively simple. They all are, with one possible exception, and I'll explain that in just a moment. We have 3 concert band classes at DGN that meet daily. Those classes are called concert band, symphonic band, and wind ensemble. Students receive academic graduation credit for being in those classes. Those 3 band classes meet every day school is in session. They work independently on concert band literature and perform in 3 public band concerts each year. In addition to this daily classwork, all of our band students combine during the first 2 months of the school year, once a week on Thursday evenings to rehearse, to form our 200+ member Trojan Marching Band. Our marching band typically performs at 4 or 5 home football games each season and takes a Saturday road trip to perform at halftime of a Big Ten college football game. This year we're heading to Purdue University on Saturday, September 8th. Many of our current students have already performed at the University of Illinois and Northwestern University, so I'm very excited that we have a chance to travel to the Purdue campus this fall. Next season's marching band halftime theme is the music of Harry Potter, which should be a great deal of fun and should get us all dreaming a little bit about our upcoming band tour to England. And we have a few surprises planned for our pregame shows next year as well. While many elements of our traditional pregame will feel familiar to performers and fans alike, we will be debuting a new Trojan fanfare in 2018 that blends musical themes found in our school song and our alma mater. I've recently been putting the finishing touches on the musical score, and I'm looking forward to the 2018 Trojan Marching Band helping us bring the notes off the page and to life. I'd also like to share a little information with you about our annual performances on the 4th of July. Every July 4th, DGN and DGS band members join together to create the District 99 Summer Marching Band, and we perform the Downers Grove Independence Day Parade. Rehearsing for this performance is a minimal time commitment, just 2 brief evening rehearsals in late June and early July. We ask all returning students who will be in town over the 4th of July to join us, and we strongly encourage our incoming freshmen to join us as well. This is a great opportunity for rising 9th graders to get a jump start learning what marching band's all about. We'll teach you everything you need to know to be successful and have a great performance in the parade. All of the rehearsal and performance details may be found in the kickoff mailing that we have recently mailed home and is linked in the video notes. I mentioned earlier that all band members from all 3 concert band classes combine to form our 200+ member Trojan Marching Band. We do offer, for the consideration of band members who are pursuing a fall sport at DGN, an athletic exemption from marching band. I'm not going to go into tremendous detail about the criteria and requirements because this only applies to a small percentage of our students. But if you are a student planning to pursue a fall sport, you will want to carefully read the information in the kickoff mailing, as it will help you form a decision that works best for you. I'd like all of our new students and families to know that many of our athletes choose to be in marching band while concurrently pursuing their fall sport. We annually have members from every sports team on campus performing within the ranks of the Trojan Marching Band. It's not common, but we have had varsity football players take off their pads at halftime and perform with the band. I share this with you to illustrate that our faculty and coaching staff are willing to work with athletes to determine a blended schedule that allows students to pursue multiple interests. I strongly encourage our 9th grade athletes to try marching band for at least 1 year. There are some strong friendships that are developed during our band camp in August, and I'd hate to see any new student miss out on those bonding opportunities with their peers. Any student who ultimately decides to request a fall sports exemption from marching band must submit that application by Friday, May 11th. The instructions for submitting that application are included in the April kickoff mailing. Now, speaking of band camp, please make sure your family has studied the calendar provided in the kickoff mailing and that you prioritize your band members' attendance at these practices in August. We don't actually go away to a camp. All of our practices are held on the DGN campus, but these are critically important practices where students will be learning field formations and music for the entire season. Because we only practice one evening each week once classes begin, the band camp rehearsals are of paramount importance. Thanks in advance for clearing your calendar. For our students who are pursuing part-time jobs this summer or next fall, you now have the entire band calendar to share with your employer. Make sure you give your manager these dates early, including band camp and Thursday evening practices. Trust me, your employer will appreciate your professionalism and will work to schedule around your school commitment, provided they know about it well in advance. Percussionists and those interested in color guard, our kickoff mailing also has some important schedule information that pertains specifically to you. Please make sure you check it out. Behind me is a display that commemorates the DGN Band's first performance in the London New Year's Day Parade back in 2011. It was an amazing experience, and I am so thrilled for our current students that the band has been invited to return. We have 162 band members currently signed up for the tour, and we expect that number to rise once color guard auditions have wrapped up this spring. Those who have signed up have made their first deposit of $200, and most have made the second payment of $400 that was due on February 28th. There is a small handful of families that are late on that payment, and I'd like to ask you to please double check your online account with Destination Events. Your band member's account balance should now show at least $600 at this time. And as a reminder, the $400 that was due on February 28th is fully refundable up through May 1st. If anything has changed for your family and your band member is not going to be able to pursue the tour, you will want to request a refund from the agency this month in order to be eligible for that refund. I hope this isn't the case for anyone, but I did want to make sure that I shared this reminder. The third payment for the tour will be due May 31st, and the final due dates are September 2nd and November 8th. Are you someone who didn't initially register for the London tour, but now you're having second thoughts and would like to join us? It's not too late, but we do need to get you added to the tour roster by early May. Head on over to our tour blog, linked in the video notes, and follow links to the articles that explain the registration process. Also, if you decide to add at this time, would you please drop me an email or give me a call to let me know your plans? It will help us in our planning to know that you are adding your name to the tour roster. We'd love to have you with us. I have two final updates that are related to our marching band for next year. First, you are likely aware that the District 99 community recently approved a referendum that will support significant upgrades and enhancements to our campus. One of those will be a redesign of our stadium bleachers. When that phase of the project is completed, it should provide additional seating for fans of the teams and the band, and hopefully improve sightlines. But for the immediate future, you might be interested in purchasing one or more reserve seats for our home football game performances. These reserve seats are sold and managed by the DGN Friends of Fine Arts, and this year they are moving to an entirely online reservation and payment process. Details may be found in the kickoff mailing, and that link to the reserve seat sales is found in our video notes. The second announcement is regarding our annual indoor marching band concert that was previously called Bandorama. We're making some minor tweaks to that concert next year, largely because of challenges we face scheduling the event in our very busy gymnasium during the month of October. We like to do this performance in the gym as opposed to the auditorium because it allows our color guard the physical space they need to perform with the winds and percussion. This concert has traditionally been on a Tuesday or Thursday night. This year's athletic contest calendar, along with the parent-teacher conferences schedule, did not allow for this, so we are moving the concert to a Friday night, something new, and on a weekend where we do not have a home football game performance. The date will be Friday, October 5th, and we anticipate that this adjustment might actually make it easier for families to attend. It should be an exciting and enjoyable way for your family and friends to hear the marching band on a Friday night in a more acoustically controlled environment. You might also notice in the kickoff mailing that we're going to be calling this concert Sounds of the Stadium, which will replace a very dated title and more aptly describe what the concert's really all about. Congrats! You made it to the end, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. Oh, and just one final reminder about those two surveys, the short-term planning survey, do that one now, and the uniform preseason measurement survey, that one's due by May 25th. And parents, guardians, we need you to help your band member complete it. Both surveys, they're linked in the video notes. I look forward to seeing you on campus very soon and making music with you in the DGN bands. Until then, eyes with pride for DGN.